Hi, my name is Nick Caruso. I'm a fifth year environmental science student here at Auburn University. Today I'll be showing you my BioRegion map. We'll start where I actually live, which is 926 West Magnolia. Most of what we'll be talking about is to the west of the house, labeled here. I actually live right next to a creek called Mill Park Creek. So if you walk out just west of the house, you notice very rocky, large rocks and pebbles make up the top of the bed of the stream. If you go down a very steep slope, you'll notice there's a lot of red clay and dark brown soil. Along here, if you look close enough, are some dark brown lines I drew, which represents the soil erosion. We've tagged that to a new apartment complex that's built just north of us. And we think during heavy periods of rain that the new inflow of water is just taking a lot of our stream away and creating some really, really bad erosion, which I'll talk a little bit more here in a bit. So besides that, the house resides in a very grassy and forested area, which I tried to draw over here. Obviously, there's a lot more than 3 trees as pictured, but it's a very heavily forested area with a lot of pines, very tall old pines, and Bermuda grass. So I actually went out there to look at some wildlife. I noticed mostly the common robin, but also there's a black and gray bird. I really wasn't sure what its species was, so I went online, did some research, and found that it closely resembled the mockingbird, which is also, according to the website, was native to this area. So just a couple other things that I wanted to talk about were a couple negative effects of human activity in the area. And what I noticed was that we have actually a really bad kudzu problem that pops up in the spring during heavy rains and doesn't really reside until when it gets really cold in the late fall, early winter. So across the creek, it's not actually on our property, is the really bad kudzu that's actually an invasive species of plant that's inhibiting native plants from growing. And I've actually worked for the College of Ag, do research with my boss. She's in charge of stream restoration. And so I've been working with her to contact companies to come out and spray it, make sure they're using chemicals that are effective in getting rid of the kudzu, but aren't necessarily going to harm the wildlife. So besides that, some positive human activity. I actually have led trash cleanups through the university of trash that comes through the creek during heavy rainfall periods, and not only makes it aesthetically unappealing, but also could be harmful to native species or animals that live in the area. So I've led through that, and also I'm working with Auburn to see how we could change the soil erosion, see if we can, either slow it down or rebuild the bank. That way the erosion doesn't keep on creeping closer to the house. Another thing I really noticed that was really concerning to this creek were oil slicks that would come up as, again, during heavy rain periods. And what we tied this to was the new parking lot, new apartment complex just north of us upstream that's also connected to the waterway. So I'm going to try, and that's my goal for this fall, is to work with them and see if they can play their part in being a good steward and making sure that oil slicks aren't only affecting us, but further ecosystems downstream. So like I said, just overall, a very forested area with a stream that we're trying to take care of and be good stewards around where we live. Thanks for listening.